Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Ebunlomo Adekunle. Proceedings were almost stalled at the House of Representatives after a move by the majority People's Democratic Party to sack all Progressives Congress House leaders resulted in rowdiness. It took the presiding Deputy Speaker, Emeka Ihejioha, a few minutes to restore order as PDP and APC lawmakers disagreed over the matter. It was the Deputy House Majority Leader, Leo Ogo, who took APC members by surprise when he raised an order of privilege to draw attention to what he considered an anomaly. Citing relevant House rules, Ogo, a PDP member from Delta State, says there is a provision that all minority parties in the chamber should nominate candidates to occupy minority leadership positions in the House. Femi Gbajabiamila, an APC member from Lagos State, queried how the internal affairs of minority parties breached the privilege of Ogo.
The rules do not say that the minority parties shall nominate based on party basis.
Among ourselves, we agree and we have our leadership and we communicate to our party and the leadership of the... Therefore, Leogo is not a member of the APC.
There was, however, more drama when APGA, Labour Party, and Accord caucus leaders took turns to disagree with Gbajabiamila.
Minority leaders, order!
Listen to debate in the parliament. When we finish, I will continue.
A federal high court in Lagos has adjourned till Thursday the trial of Speaker Adeyemi Ikuforiji of the Lagos State House of Assembly charged with alleged money laundering. Ikuforiji is standing trial alongside his aide Oyebode Atoyebi on an amended 56-count charge bordering on the offence. CoreTV News gathered that the case, which was earlier slated for continuation of the trial, was stalled on Wednesday following the absence of the prosecutor, Chief Godwin Obla. When the case was called, counsel representing the accused, Tunde Akinrimisi, informed the court of a letter from the prosecutor intimating him of his absence from court. Following the information by Akinrimisi, Justice Ibrahim Buba therefore ordered the court registrar to read out the letter in the open court. In his letter, Obla informed the court that his absence was due to a matter he was also handling before a federal high court in Abuja. He therefore craved the indulgence of the court that the matter be adjourned to June 5 and June 6 to enable him attend and prosecute his case. The crisis rocking the Labour Party in Ogun State has taken a new dimension as a faction led by Olabode Simeon alleged that the other faction, loyal to a former governor of the state, Gbenga Daniel, offered it a bribe of 16.3 million naira to take over the party structure. This is coming exactly 18 days after the two factions hosted the national leadership of the party, which included National Chairman Dan Uwanyao and Governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko, in Abeokuta. In a meeting with loyalists at the State Secretariat in Adaton, Abeokuta, the state factional chairman, Bode Simeon, alleged that the other faction had made several attempts to hijack the party from them. It says the other faction had offered him a trip to either Canada or Dubai and a bribe of 16.3 million naira, which came in foreign currency in naira. These, he added, were to be shared by him, the Secretary, Ogini Olakbose, and Financial Secretary, Arabambi Abayomi. The party, in a communique read by its Financial Secretary, condemned the statements credited to Daniel that the party has been handed over to him by the national leadership. The State Publicity Secretary, loyal to Daniel's faction, Deji Kalajaye, described the allegation of bribery as alien, baseless and illogical to the ideals of Labour Party. Bring Back Our Girls protesters have filed a suit challenging the decision of the FCT Police Commissioner, Joseph Mbu, to ban protests and rallies in Abuja. The group wants the Federal High Court in Abuja to declare that the Police Commissioner does not have the power to place a ban on protests and rallies in the Federal Capital Territory. The protesters, through an application filed on their behalf by Falana and Falana Chambers, said the order violated the constitutional rights to freedom of expression and association. They asked the court to declare that the decision to ban protests and rallies in the FCT with effect from June 1st, 2014 is illegal and unconstitutional. Reactions have begun to trail the coming in of new governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. He replaces Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, who was on February 20 suspended by President Goodluck Jonathan. Emefiele's name was immediately forwarded by the president as a replacement put to rest the battle for the coveted seat. An economic expert, Sam Olise, says the incoming of a new governor will allow CBN do more for the growth of the Nigerian economy.
It's just like when you are running a relay. You know there are various legs. So the last runner maybe is tiring out. Then handles the baton to a fresh runner who will pick with higher speed and stability. So one will expect that the incoming of a new governor we allow the CBN to do more to grow the economy, to do more to have impact on the economy, which in turn, if the impact is positive, in turn it will have impact on the standard of living of the citizens.
Changing the monetary policy, according to him, does not need to wait for a new governor.
Making changes in monetary policies does not need to wait for a new CBN governor because any economy is like a human being. There are ups and downs. So you make changes in the policies depending on the direction in which the economy is going. However, having said that, when we have a new governor, normally they will sit down, be a new person, they will assess what is going on. They will assess the direction of the economy, and as a new governor, he would like to respond quickly so as to begin to make his own impact on the economy.
The crisis in Rivers State judiciary over the appointment of a substantive chief judge for the state has taken a deeper plunge, with the National Judicial Council, NJC, directing the most senior judges in the State High Court and customary courts to appeal to oversee assigning of cases to judges. Acting Director of Information, NJC's office in Abuja, Soji Oye, in a statement made available to newsmen, says that the two senior judges would also perform other related administrative duties. It stated that the Judicial Council took the decision to correct the impression created on NJC's decision on the appointment of the Rivers Chief Judge. The Rivers State government had raised alarm over the plot by the NJC to appoint an administrative judge for the state judiciary, which it argued was purely the constitutional duty of the state government. NJC had on March 27 suspended Justice Peter Agumagu as the Chief Judge of Rivers, who was sworn in by Governor Rotimi Amechi on March 18. Agumagu, until his appointment as Chief Judge, which NJC insisted breached Section 271 of the 1999 Constitution, was a former president, Rivers Customary Court of Appeal. Meanwhile, Agumagu has challenged its suspension, and the suit is before an Abuja Federal High Court. You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more reports. Don't go away.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos.
There is still a poor level of
Be the first to know CoreTV News from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
We are one Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news spreads. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
Thank you so much for being there with us. And for more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handle @CoreTV News MG, also on YouTube, www.youtube.com/CoreTV News. NATO head Anders Fogh Rasmussen has dismissed the presidential elections in Syria as a mockery, saying it did not meet international standards. Rasmussen says the vote did not fulfill international standards for free, fair and transparent elections, saying no NATO ally will recognize the outcome of the so-called elections. President Bashar al-Assad is expected to win a crushing victory over two little-known challenges in the elections, which the Syrian opposition also condemned as an embarrassment.
It doesn't fulfill international standards for free, fair and transparent elections, and I'm sure that no ally will recognize the outcome of these so-called elections. I really appreciate the American leadership in taking reassurance measures. A first very important step in that direction would be for Russia to de-escalate the situation, first and foremost by a full withdrawal of Russian troops from the Ukrainian borders. Still, tens of thousands of Russian troops along the Ukrainian borders, and that massive troop presence is not justified. It would contribute to a political and peaceful solution to the problems if Russia stops the support for armed gangs in eastern Ukraine, armed gangs that occupy government buildings and, as we have seen, also take OSCE observers hostage.
That's the news for this time. Join us again to above the hour for more. Thank you for being there. I am Ebunlomo Adekun.